Yo, what's up, world? It's your man Slim Jim Longfoot, aka the GOAT King of America. Yo, I'm here to give you guys 5 tips. 5 tips. Is you listening? I hope you're listening. 5 tips on how to turn social media into a full-time job. These tips come from some well-qualified people, so tune in and get your nuggets in. Write it down. Get whatever you gotta get. If you like to see more videos like this from me, how-to videos on this channel, hey, feel free to go ahead and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you can keep up with all things Slim Jim Longfoot. With enough for talk, let's get right to it, y'all. Okay, tip number 1 comes from Tommy Clark, the creator of the Social Files and founder of Compound Content Studio. If the idea is not good, it's not going to do well, no matter how you package it, no matter what little hacks or tactics you use. The idea has to be strong. Lean on your own individual stories. You don't want to post generic fluff that anyone else could post. Like, you should be able to look at your post without looking at the profile picture or the name and be able to confidently say, this post could only come from me. So that's tip number 1. Your post, whatever you are putting, has to be you. It has to be you. It has to come from you. You have your experiences in your life that you create from, that you pull from. You know what I'm saying? What experience you have had in your life, the things that only you could post. Like, oh, I know who that is. That's Slim Jim Longfoot, So that is a great tip right there, y'all. So I hope y'all, taking notes on that. You know what I'm saying? Just in case you new to this whole social media thing and you trying to make it a full-time job. You trying to benefit from this whole situation. You dig? So here we go with tip number 2, y'all. Tip number 2 comes from Justin Gordon. He's a blogger, vlogger, podcaster, newsletterist, and entrepreneur. He says, I think more people should be making stuff without worrying about constraints, just based on what you want to create, period. It's about knowing what the thing is you're curious about anyways. And then you start and it morphs from there. So don't worry about, oh, is this going to, rattle a cage? If it comes from you, you know what I'm saying? Like, go no holds bars. You got to go no holds bars on the situation. You post what you feel is in your heart to post. Like, if it's a subject matter that you're passionate about, whether it be politics, whether it be pop culture, entertainment, whatever it is, you put your funk on it. You put your funk on it. No constraints, and be just like I said from tip number 1, just be you, and everything's always going to come out on top because you are being authentic and you are being yourself with no constraints, no filter, whatever the case is like that. Now, of course, obviously, all social media, especially like this platform here, YouTube, they have guidelines to not be too belligerent, this, that, and the third. You work with the parameters that whatever social media that you're on, whether it be this platform or any other platform. So you work within those constraints, but you work still with no constraints. If you understand, you understand. You feel me? That part. Tip number 3 comes from Kate Lindsay, owner of Embedded. She says, the hardest part is the beginning, when you're not going to get the numbers you want. You have to keep coming back and doing it because it's pretty rare that you're going to start and suddenly become a superstar. And it also, I think, makes my work better because I'm forced to write every week. I can never get rusty. That part. So, of course, obviously, we live in a world now. We live in a world where instant gratification is the drug. Instant gratification is the drug. People want it right now. People want to be like, I want to go viral right now. I want to post this video a minute ago, and a minute from now, I want 1 billion views on it, and 500 million shares, and 249,000 comments. Everybody wants instant gratification. instant gratification. Nobody has the will to wait anymore. If it don't do nothing in a week's time, then they're like, okay, dang, I don't care no more. You don't know what's gonna happen on week 2. Week 2, it might blow up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to go viral now. Everybody wants to put out something right now, and it pops off right now. And it's not always going to work, y'all. It's not always going to work. You have to be patient. And that's something that, you know, a lot of people are lacking. Even in my generation. It's not just a generational thing. I think it's come down with the terms of society to where it has to be right now. It's just like, you know, you can't expect to, you know, like if you're a cook, if you're cooking something, you can't expect for it to be ready right now unless you're making like a microwave meal. Even a microwave meal still takes at least 3 minutes at the least. You know what I'm saying? About 5-6 minutes at the most for it to cook right, or whatever the case. You know, I mean, you can't expect to bake a cake in under 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, man. You know, the best things takes time to make. The best thing takes time to make it. So you have to be aware of that, and be ready for, you know, what happens next. Because when it happens, when you do go viral, when you do get all the views that you want, when you do get all the shares and the comments, what you gonna do then? You talk about what you want to happen, but what happens after that? What do you do then? How do you prepare for that success? And also, how do you prepare for failure? The best way to prepare for failure is just this: you keep on doing it. You keep on doing what you want to do, and then something will pop off. Just don't know when. You feel me? Just don't know when. But of course, don't forget, the definition of insanity is to keep on doing the same thing expecting a different result. And so I say that wholeheartedly because, you know, I have a daily vlog series, and the only result that I expect from that is for me to continue to make my daily vlog series, because it's something that I want to do. Whether it goes viral or not, it's something that I do for myself. You feel me? If anybody else benefits from it, that's what's up. But if not, I'm benefiting from it, and that's the final result that I am making my daily vlogs for. That part. This tip number 4. Tip number 4 comes from Tyler O'Shea, the creator of Joker Mag. Tip number 4 says, run tests to figure out which social platforms work best for you. Don't just chase what's popular. If that ain't a bar, I don't know what else is. You know, like, stick. You know, it's not about sticking with just one thing. Like, you can try out all of the different social platforms. You know what I'm saying? The websites, you know, TikTok, your YouTubes, your Snapchats, your Instagrams, your Twitter X, your Blue Sky, whatever the case is. You know, whichever, you know, you want to make a wave on. You know, there's nothing wrong with, of course, being a big fish in a little pond, or even being a medium-sized fish in a big pond. You know what I'm saying? Go check out, you know, your different sites, you know, like for, you know, those of color and whatnot, melanated people fan base created by Isaac Hayes III. That's a popular platform, you know, a deterrent from, you know, the other ones. Blue Sky, of course, is making waves. But don't just go to these places because they seem like, oh, this is the popular wave, you know, just like how people were jumping on TikTok years ago, and, you know, now is everything's up in the air with what's all going on with it, you know. But go where you feel you can make the best impact for yourself, not just because, oh, well, this is where everybody going now. The only reason I would go to different social sites or other social sites is to make sure that my name is secure. You know what I'm saying? When you see my name on there, you know that that's me. You know what I'm saying? It's not an imposter. And if it is an imposter on there using my name, then hey, let me know and be like, hey, is this you, Slim Jim Longfoot? Well, don't hit me up like that, because, you know, that's how a lot of y'all people who don't know about getting, you know, the ins and outs of getting hacked, you know, got hacked. Click on them videos, and next thing you know, you done lost your whole account because you clicked on, wait, somebody sent me a video saying, is this me? You know, like, don't do that. Don't do that. You dig? Anyways, the last tip right here. The last tip right here, y'all. Tip number 5 of how to turn social media into a full-time job. It goes a little something like this. It is from Haya Kailani, the creator of the Deep Dive. When you're starting out, if you have a weird thought, but you know there's something interesting there, and you want to put it out there, just put it out there. The worst that could happen is that no one really sees it. And the best that could happen is you find people who have a similar interest as you, and you're able to connect with them. That part. That part. You know what I'm saying? You put it out there. You know what I'm saying? People be like, well, I don't know. But put it out there. Make it and put it out there. It's just like this video right here, for instance. This video right here. I'm reading these 5 tips that I came across no more than 15 minutes ago. I was like, oh, I like those tips. How to turn social media into a full-time job. And then first thing came to mind was, you know what? Let me make a video talking about them. These tips are right here. Yeah, people read them. You can read those tips. But why not make a video about it? And so that's why, of course, credited the tips, because they are quotes. They have quotations on them. They have the people's names on them who said these quotes, these 5 tips that they put together. This was put together just to let y'all know also. I came across these tips on Facebook from Creator Spotlight, who was a sponsored ad. It came across my feed, and I came across it right here. Build your brand, grow your following, and they had these 5 tips right here. And so I was like, let me go ahead and make a video about it. And that last tip hit it right on the head. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're starting out, if you have a weird thought and there's something interesting there, go ahead and do it. Like you might have a thought like how to tie a ribbon. Some people probably don't know how to tie a ribbon. Some people out there legit don't know how to tie a ribbon, or would like to see somebody tie a ribbon. And if they're a ribbon expert, if they're a ribbon master, they're like, oh, let me see how they tie their ribbon. And like, okay, they did good. Now let me show y'all how I tie my ribbon. You feel me? So put a bow on that thing and put it out there and let it be a present for all to see. Let it be a present for all to see out here in these social media streets. Whatever platform that you're on, make it do what it do, and turn that social media into a full-time job. If you can do that, then guess what? You well on your way, baby. You are well on your way. You are on your way to making things happen for yourself. And to a lot of people, of course, back in the day, they talked about what jobs they wanted to have when they grew up. When I was a kid, when I was a legitimate kid, when I was a child, which wasn't that long ago, but it feels like it was ages ago. This stuff didn't even exist. The media existed, but social media was not even a thing. It was nowhere near a thing. Like, social media didn't start jumping off until I became an adult. Like teen years going into adult years, you feel me? College years. And that's when the social media thing came off. The first time I was ever on social media, the first social media I've ever done was back in 2001 when I made my page on Black Planet. That was my first foray into social media back in 2001 when I created my first Black Planet page. And after that, here you go. And so take it from someone who has been in social media, on social media since 2001. I remember when Facebook, was just for college students, that was just 21 years ago. But of course, for someone who's 21, that's their whole life. So they couldn't comprehend what the world was like before them unless they're a student of history. Like, I was. Like, I know I could go back 20 years before I was born, knowing what was going on in the world at that time, because my parents were alive at that time, were kids 20 years before I was born, kids and young kids before I was born. So let me quit my rambling and I'm gonna keep it right there. And so I hope y'all enjoyed this video right here. And if you have an idea, like how Kaylani said, if you got a crazy idea, just go ahead and put it into action. Put it into action. It's just like, hey, anybody want to know about that poster back there? If y'all want to know about that poster back there, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll tell y'all the history behind that poster. You know, whatever. So, with that being said, I'm gone, y'all. Stay blessed up. Continue to manifest greatness, maintain greatness, and motivate others to be great. That's how we get down over here with the GOAT Nation. If you're a citizen of the GOAT Nation, you're going to see that all the time over here. I'm out, y'all. One love.
Slim Jim Longford, Slim Jim Longford.